Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our weather window on this Tuesday afternoon and some clouds, high clouds out there. Really no precipitation out there today like we saw some roaming thunderstorms yesterday and some sprinkles around the valley. Boy, eastern Washington really got hammered with thunderstorms. We were spared from that and it turned out to be a pretty nice day today. Temperatures were on the mild side, but we have some changes to tell you about as we move through this first part of the week. Tomorrow, not hot. It will be a little bit warmer with highs in the lower 80s. And then Thursday right through Monday, we're talking sunny skies with high temperatures between 90 and 100 degrees. And we'll tell you more about that coming up a little bit later in your weather forecast. And now here are a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Wenatchee police say there's been a, quote, huge increase, unquote, in vehicle thefts in the city over the past month. Douglas County Commissioner Kyle Steinberg was arrested for drunken driving early this morning. And traffic on Highway 97 near Orondo had to be diverted for about an hour yesterday afternoon as Douglas County PUD crews dealt with downed power lines. But first, our top story tonight. 2 people were killed in separate Grant County accidents on Sunday, including a 2-year-old Moses Lake girl. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said the first fatal accident was at about 8:20 a.m. on North Frontage Road Northeast outside Moses Lake. 43-year-old Christopher Raymond Zufall of East Wenatchee was driving east on Frontage Road when his vehicle drifted onto the westbound lane and collided head-on with the vehicle being driven by 74-year-old Rosario Ramos Dominguez. Dominguez was transported to Good Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake, where she died. Zufall also was hospitalized with unspecified injuries. The second accident happened about 3:30 p.m. on Dodson Road North. The sheriff's office says 22-year-old Edgar Alba of Moses Lake was driving south when he attempted to turn left on Road 4 Northwest, but crossed into the path of a vehicle being driven northbound by 34-year-old Lurie Bouza of Maple Valley. Bouza's vehicle hit the other car on the passenger side, and that's where 2-year-old Evelise Sanchez was sitting in the back. The girl was taken by air ambulance to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee, where she died. Suffering non-life-threatening injuries in Bouza's vehicle were an adult passenger and 2 children ages 6 and 4. A woman and 6-month-old child in Alba's vehicle also suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Wenatchee police say there has been a, quote, huge increase, unquote, in vehicle thefts in the city the past month. Residents are being reminded to lock their doors and not leave any keys or valuables inside. Last week, the Wenatchee Police Department says officers took 1 stolen vehicle off the street with the arrest of 46-year-old Adrian Gregory Dillard. In addition to possession of a stolen vehicle charge, Dillard also faces charges of DUI and driving with a suspended license. Douglas County Commissioner Kyle Steinberg was arrested for drunken driving early this morning at the McDonald's on East Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee. East Wenatchee Police Chief Rick Johnson said police received a call at 1:27 a.m. about a driver who was believed to be intoxicated in the McDonald's drive-thru. Johnson said Steinberg provided 2 breath samples, one that recorded his blood alcohol content at 0.154 and the other 0.152. That's almost double the 0.8 legal limit. Steinberg was processed at the East Wenatchee Police Station and released. He was to appear in court this morning. Steinberg was elected for the 3-member Douglas County Board of Commissioners in 2016, representing District 2. He ran unopposed for re-election last November. In other news, traffic on Highway 97 near Orondo had to be diverted for about an hour yesterday afternoon as Douglas County PUD crews dealt with downed power lines. PUD Public Information Officer Megan Vibbert said a private truck snagged an overhead line about 2:30 p.m., knocking out power to about 13 PUD customers and leaving lines on the highway. The Washington State Department of Transportation set up a short detour and advised travelers between Wenatchee and Chelan to use Highway 97A in Chelan County. Power was restored and the highway fully reopened within an hour. Coming up next, the Chelan-Douglas Health District will offer 3 COVID-19 vaccine clinics this week. The Washington State Patrol has been holding a series of secure load emphasis patrols this year and says they found a good example of what not to do in Chelan County over the weekend. The Moses Lake Air Show returns this week after a year's absence caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, and a new app to help hikers, bikers, equestrians, and other outdoor fanatics into using North Central Washington as its testing ground. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
Did you know people 65 or older make up 12% of the U.S. population but consume 34% of all prescription drugs? Protect yourself and your aged loved ones from prescription errors. Always read labels carefully to avoid mistakes. Ask your pharmacist if over-the-counter medicines conflict with your prescriptions, and never skip doses or take more than is prescribed. This message sponsored by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington. Call 1-800-572-4459 for prescription assistance.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In another news, the Chelan-Douglas Health District will offer 3 COVID-19 vaccine clinics this week. The first is tomorrow in Waterville at Fire District 1 from 1 o'clock to 5 p.m. And then on Thursday, the clinic will shift to Malaga with vaccinations administered at Malaga Market from 1 to 5. And finally on Saturday, residents in East Wenatchee will be able to get a shot at the Chelan-Douglas Health District, those times 9 a.m. to noon. The Health District will administer the 1-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine to anyone 18 years of age and older. Pre-registration is not required, and walk-ins are welcome. The Washington State Patrol has been holding a series of secure load emphasis patrols this year and says they found a good example of what not to do in Chelan County over the weekend. Trooper John Bryant said this truck was pulled over on Highway 2 near the Chelan County Dryden Transfer Station, and the driver at first told the trooper his load was not a problem. The trooper thought otherwise. Drivers could face a citation ranging from a $228 fine to criminal charges if unsecured items cause property damage or injuries. The Moses Lake Air Show returns this week after a year's absence caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to a wide variety of airplanes taking to the skies at the Grant County International Airport, there also will be an attempt at a world record. The air show begins Thursday and continues through Saturday. Featured air attractions include the A-10 demonstration team from Arizona, Navy and Air Force jets, acrobatics, and skydivers. Well, a new app to help hikers, bikers, equestrians, and other outdoors fanatics is using North Central Washington as its testing ground. The outdoor nonprofit TREAD has launched its TREAD Map pilot project, mapping trails in Kittitas, Grant, Douglas, Chelan, and Okanogan counties. The project is meant to provide users with geolocations and real-time recreation data. Developers say it could help recreationists find their way during the busy summer months. The app will eventually expand to map outdoor opportunities throughout all of Washington. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Please stay with us.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. In tonight's feature story, the Sage Steppe. We live within it, it's all around us, but what is it? Back in February, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife and Conservation Northwest set out to answer that question in a video featurette called This Land is Part of Us. Now that film is won a People's Choice selection at the prestigious Telly Awards, which recognize the best in video and television production. Here's a sample.
We used to just call it rangeland, where cattle ranged and wildlife ranged. Shrub steppe is just a little more accurate description.
99% of the species are grasses and wildflowers, and yet those big shrubs are what you notice first. That's why we call it shrub steppe. When you put yourself down at the level of that landscape, you are going to see a forest. It's just going to be a different type of forest. From the big tall shrubs to the real small lichens, it's all integrated into this amazing landscape. It's just so hard to see when we're standing, a few feet above it, driving by at 60 miles an hour. It's definitely not a desert.
It has every component that you'd find in the highest mountains and the highest national parks in the world, as far as species of wildlife, species of plants, rare and endangered plants and animals, views, how they're all intertwined together is really special out here.
And so I think people are just now waking up to how special it really is. There's so much biodiversity.
Big game, small game, coyotes, historically wolves.
Burrowing owls.
Raptors flying around doing their daily chores of trying to find something to eat. Yellow-headed blackbirds.
Bald eagles, golden eagles.
We have peregrine falcons.
Sage grouse. the sharp-tailed grouse, pygmy rabbit, Washington ground squirrel, white-tailed jackrabbit, black-tailed jackrabbit, pronghorn.
Bobcats, a fairly healthy cougar population.
You also find elk.
There's black bear.
It's also not uncommon to see a moose meandering across the shrub strip.
So many reptiles and amphibians out there that are just so interesting, and you won't find them anywhere else.
All right, time to take a look now at your north central Washington weather forecast. Beautiful shot outside our weather window today. We did have a few clouds, high clouds and mid-level clouds, but our temperature around normal for this afternoon. Unofficially, we got to 76 degrees, and that's just 2 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. Right on the money as far as low temperatures go, 55 this morning, and that's normal. Record high was back in 1999 at 100 degrees, 43 our record low 5 years ago in 2016. We're now at 2.82 inches of precipitation for the year because of that little bit of rain yesterday, but we're still behind where we need to be. Sunrise 5:03 and sunset now at straight up 9 p.m. Let's take a look at our next 6 days or so. Mostly clear tonight. We still could see some breezy winds. We did see that throughout our day today, and that'll be until about midnight or so. Then those winds will die down. As we get you into your hump day Wednesday, sunny, less wind for Wednesday as well, and it's going to warm up a little bit, and that's going to be the trend. Most of us in north central Washington tomorrow in the lower 80s, probably around 82 degrees or so. For Thursday, that's where our real heat wave begins. We've got high pressure here off the coast and also area of high pressure down in the desert southwest, both bringing all of that heat right up into the Pacific Northwest. Unseasonably hot for Friday. We're talking temperatures lower, possibly even mid-90s as we get into our afternoon hours on Friday. And we're going to stay in the 90s right through our upcoming weekend. Maybe a little bit breezy right here in the Wenatchee area on Saturday, but we're still going to be hot with high temperatures in the low 90s. And then as we move you into Father's Day Sunday, not much change. High pressure still off the coast and high pressure still anchored over the desert southwest. There's our ridge. And for Father's Day on Sunday, once again, less wind with high temperatures in the lower 90s. And as we get you into Monday, that is going to be our hottest day. Sunny skies and even hotter with high temperatures at the end of our forecast. Mid, maybe even upper 90s. And we are talking all of central and eastern Washington. So get ready for the heat. So as we take a look now at our 7-day forecast, 53 tonight, 82 tomorrow, and here's our trend. 89 Thursday, 93 on Friday, 91 Saturday, a hot one Sunday at 94 for Father's Day, and as we get into Monday, sunny and hot with a high of 96. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
The Tan Republic Bronze Without Borders membership is our best membership to date. Discounted monthly dues, access to over 65 locations, 25% off all products, discounted upgrades and spray tanning, members only specials, and of course, we treat you like a VIT. Very important tanner. Ask your certified Smart Tan associate how you can sign up for a Bronze Without Borders membership program today and save. Tan beautiful. Tan Republic.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbus here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today. 509-663-7900.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. Seattle earned a come-from-behind win against Minnesota last night at T-Mobile Park. 4-3 the final score thanks to Jake Bauer's 8th inning home run. Marco Gonzalez got the start and lasted 5 innings, giving up 3 runs on 8 hits, 2 of which home runs. Seattle's offense would make sure Marco wouldn't take the loss, however, as they tied the game in the bottom of the 5th.
Fraley gets a board. One on and one away, and that'll bring up first baseman Ty France, who represents the tying run of the ball game.
That's a hard hit ground ball inside the bag at third. Fraley is motoring into third base. Manny's waving him home. Jake Fraley scores standing. Ty France, RBI double. It's a one-run game. And this is hit right on the barrel down the line. All the way out to the corner. Good speed by Fraley. Take a look at Fraley running around the bases. Exit below at 107. That was hit hard.
Fraley kicked it into another gear and scored standing up with no problem, no throw.
You heard the guys on the radio broadcast as well as Root Sports broadcast. Dylan Moore followed with a shot deep to right center to tie the game at 3-3.
Runner on at second with 2 outs. That'll bring up second baseman Dylan Moore.
To center. Driven and off the wall. Celestino as well. This game is tied as Dylan Moore stands up at third base. And Celestino hit it hard in center field. This had some tremendous carry. Slider, middle of the plate. Only been a few games for Dylan, but he definitely is swinging the bat a lot better since he's come back from the IL. And that's full speed.
Looked like the wrist could have been a problem there as well.
Landed awkwardly with his ankle right there underneath the padding.
It's good to see Celestino say he's all right.
The game remained tied until at 3-3 until the bottom of the 8th when Jake Bauers hit his first home run as a Mariner.
Here is Bauers with 1 out. Slugged out to center field. Gordon can't make the catch, and it is over the wall and a home run. Jake Bauers, first in a Mariners uniform, gives the Mariners the lead in the bottom of the 8th. And here you go, exit velo of 103, 400 feet. Gordon almost getting to this right over the top of his glove. Clearly over the fence. Good timing for Jake Bauers in his first Mariner homer.
Drew Steckenrider earned his first save since 2018 by working a 1-2-3 ninth. Mariners and Twins go at it again tonight. 7-10, Chris Flexen on the mound against J.A. Hepp. Well, Mitch Moreland's 2-run single highlighted a 5-run third inning for the A's as Oakland beat the Angels 8-5. The loss for the Los Angeles ruined 4-hit nights for both Jose Iglesias and David Fletcher. It also ended the Halos' 6-game winning streak. So the Halos and the A's and the Mariners and the Twins are the only 2 games in the American League West last night. So Oakland's lead in the West is 2.5 games over Houston. Angels are 1 game in front of Seattle for 3rd in the division. Well, there were no games of the West Coast League Monday, but play resumes with a full slate coming up tonight. The early games include Bellingham and Port Angeles. Ben hosts Ridgefield. Corvallis is in Walla Walla. Yakima Valley entertains Northwest Star Academy, and Highline is at Cowlitz. 7:05 start time for the Gherkins and Pickles in a battle in Portland. Well, the Seahawks finished what they termed as a successful OTA last week at their facility in Renton. A large question looming over the practices was whether veterans would show up or not. Linebacker Bobby Wagner says he and his fellow NFL vets just wanted to make sure showing up would be worth it.
We kind of all saw last year that when we were, kind of away and doing things through Zoom, it worked. And so we kind of tried to change the definition of voluntary, because over the past few years, voluntary hasn't necessarily meant voluntary. So I think that was, a little bit of idea, but obviously we wanted to come and get some work before we just dove right into the season. And, it was a process. So we were never not coming, but we just wanted to control when we did come.
Wagner says the weird thing about going through practice last week was not seeing his fellow linebacker KJ Wright out there with him.
Of course, it's awkward. I'm entering year 10, and I'm used to seeing a particular face, and so it's definitely different. I'm hoping that everything still works out and we're able to get him back. I think he's a tremendous player, a tremendous person, someone that anyone would love to have on their team, and so we'll see what happens. I had conversations with him. I think he's kind of waiting for the right opportunity, and I know he'll get it because he deserves it. And to have a guy that's coming off probably one of his best seasons that he's had, it would be a shame if he didn't end up on a team that he wanted to be on.
KJ Wright is a free agent who has not been offered a contract by the Seahawks or any other team. There's currently cap on the salary for Seattle if they choose to bring Wright back in time for training camp. Well, the Wenatchee girls bowling team polished up a regular season Big Nine championship with a sweep of Eisenhower yesterday at Eastmont Lanes. Coach Jeremy Andrews tells us the 2,175 pin count was the Panthers' highest of the season. Kyla Hankins led the way with a 235 and a 203. Mackenzie Monroe and Kayla Musgrove each rolled 201s. Congratulations to Wenatchee. Eastmont celebrated Senior Day with a 3-zip win over Ellensburg. Madeline Eaton rolled a team-high 183, while Olivia Ellington's high game was a 178. Wenatchee hosts the district tournament tomorrow at Eastmont Lanes. Girls high school basketball going back to Monday. Ephrata bounced Brewster 68-39. Omak quieted Quincy 52-35. Liberty Bell beat Bridgeport 58-32. It was Warden over Okanagan 63-51. Moses Lake Christian cleared Cascade Christian 55-35. And Amara Cooley Heartline edged Pateras 47-45. Coming up tonight, Chelan's hosting Cascade. Okanagan is at Brewster. Liberty Bell hosts Tonasket. Cascade Christian travels to Waterville Mansfield. And Pateras hosts Aniat. Boys basketball last night. Brewster beat Ephrata 81-73, high-scoring affair. Quincy downed Omak 59-47. Liberty Bell bombed Bridgeport 80-40. Warden walloped Okanagan 85-28. Moses Lake Christian came out on top of Cascade Christian 64-24. And ACH beat up Pateras 70-40. Coming up tonight, we'll have Wenatchee and Eastmont right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant Olson will be courtside with a play-by-play. Pregame at 7:20, tip at 7:30 at Wenatchee High School as they celebrate their seniors. Other 7:30 games tonight features Cascade at Chelan. Brewster hosts Okanagan. Tonasket travels to Liberty Bell. Waterville Mansfield hosts Cascade Christian. And Aniat visits Pateras. Coming up on the wrestling schedule today, well, it was earlier today for a lot of the action. ACH, Cascade, Cashmere, Quincy, Royal, Warden, and Walook all gathered at Ephrata for the North Central Region South qualifier. Wenatchee also hosted Eastmont, Ike, Moses Lake, and Sunnyside. Chelan, Lake Roosevelt, Manson, Okanagan, Orville, and Tonasket all met at Omak for the North Region qualifier. That is still underway. We'll have maybe some results. I don't know, wrestling, we don't get them in so much here on the NCWLIFE channel, but we'll definitely have Mariner results and get you ready for Apple Sox baseball, which will be broadcast live Friday right here on the NCWLIFE channel as well. So lots to come for the rest of the week. Grant, back to you.
And thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. On Wednesday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we'll check in with our good friends at the Wenatchee Apple Sox playing some pretty good baseball. They took 2 of 3 from Walla Walla. They took 2 of 3 from Bellingham. The Bend Elks will be in town on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we'll be visiting with our friends at the Wenatchee Apple Sox at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium for tomorrow's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Plus that beautiful forecast before it gets really hot. We'll have the news and everything else you need to start your day. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. every Monday through Friday here for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night. Do you have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCWLIFE channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.